She was done. Done with the shouting, the gaslighting, the fear. Emma Caldwell had finally found the courage to leave the man who once vowed to love her. But when she filed for divorce, her estranged husband, Derrick Caldwell, made a silent vow of his own. If he couldn't have her, no one would. What began as a simple desire for freedom would unravel into one of the most chilling examples of how control, obsession, and rage can turn marriage into murder. Welcome to True Crime Hub. Today, we bring you the haunting case of Emma Caldwell, a story of a woman trying to break free, and a man determined to make her disappear. Emma Elizabeth Monroe was a lively, kind-hearted woman with dreams of teaching elementary school. Born and raised in Springfield, Missouri, she had a close-knit family and an easy laugh. Her parents had been married for 30 years, and Emma wanted a love like that, safe, steady, and built on trust. She met Derrick Caldwell during their final year at Missouri State University. He was charismatic, smooth-talking, with a strong jawline and perfectly pressed suits. Derrick, a finance major with a scholarship, immediately swept Emma off her feet. Friends would later say it was like a movie romance, flowers on doorsteps, weekend road trips, candlelit dinners. But movies end. Real life doesn't always come with a happy ending. After graduation, they moved to St. Louis. Emma got a teaching position at Maplewood Elementary, and Derrick secured a job as a junior analyst at a local investment firm. A year later, they married in a small church ceremony. Derrick suggested Emma stop working after their first anniversary, insisting he could support them both. She refused. He created strict budgets, limiting what Emma could spend without checking in. At social gatherings, he began correcting her stories, subtly undermining her. At first, Emma brushed it off. She thought Derrick was just stressed. But things only got worse. He'd get angry when she didn't answer texts immediately. He demanded she share her location for safety. Slowly, Emma's world shrank. She stopped seeing friends, skipped family dinners, and kept to herself at school. When Emma found a small black box under her driver's seat, a GPS tracker, she knew it wasn't just paranoia. She showed it to her sister, Lena, who urged her to leave. But Emma was afraid. Afraid of starting over. Afraid of Derrick. She found the second device, under their bed. A voice recorder, loaded with weeks of their private conversations. Derrick had been listening, even when he wasn't home. In March 2022, Emma began meeting secretly with a lawyer. She created a new email account, purchased a prepaid phone, and started preparing documents, marriage certificates, bank records, insurance policies. She found a place to stay, her sister's spare bedroom. On April 4th, she left while Derrick was at work. She left a letter on the kitchen table. Derrick, I can't do this anymore. I need space, I need peace, and I need safety. I'm filing for divorce. Please don't contact me unless it's through a lawyer. But Derrick didn't take the hint. He called over 80 times in 2 days. He emailed her photos of their wedding day with the caption, "Till death do us part." Emma's tires were slashed twice in 2 weeks. She filed a police report and requested a temporary restraining order. But court processing took time. Weeks. Derrick had installed a keystroke logger on her old laptop. He read her private messages, including conversations with her lawyer and therapist. He sent veiled threats using fake accounts. "You can't hide. I know where you sleep. Don't make me come find you. I'm scared every time I leave the house. I check over my shoulder constantly. I just want to breathe again." On May 3rd, she received a bouquet of white lilies, her least favorite flower, which she once mentioned in passing years ago. The card read, "Soon, you'll be mine again." May 6th began like any other. Emma grabbed coffee at Brewhouse Cafe, chatting briefly with the barista. Security footage showed her walking calmly to her car at 8:47 a.m. That was the last confirmed sighting. 9:30 a.m., her phone pings near Forest Trail Park. 9:45 a.m., a text to her sister is never delivered. 10:12 a.m., her phone is manually powered off. 10:59 a.m., Derrick sends a bizarre group text to Emma's family. Emma says she needs time alone. Please respect her space. Her car was found 2 days later near a wooded area, doors locked. Inside were her purse, keys, and a burned cell phone. Forensics showed the fire was deliberate, using an accelerant. There were no fingerprints on the steering wheel. Detectives questioned Derrick, who was calm, too calm. He claimed Emma had been emotional and was probably hiding out to teach everyone a lesson. But his alibi was shaky. Security footage placed him 2 miles from Forest Trail Park the morning Emma vanished. A neighbor came forward with a grainy ring cam video showing a figure dragging a top from a trunk into the woods. The SUV registered to Derrick Caldwell. On May 15th, after a week-long search, cadaver dogs led authorities to a shallow grave just outside Forest Trail Park. Emma's body was found wrapped in a blue top, tied with duct tape, and buried under a layer of rocks and branches. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma to the back of her head, ligature marks on her neck, broken fingernails from defensive wounds. Under her nails, Derrick's DNA. Dirt from Derrick's backyard matched soil from the gravesite. A roll of matching duct tape was found in his garage. His internet history included searches like how to dispose of a body and how deep to bury without detection. The arrest. On May 17th, Derrick was arrested at his office. He had booked a one-way flight to Cancun for May 20th. In his office drawer, police found a list. Burn phone. Wipe laptop. Withdraw $10,000 cash. He also had a printed photo of Emma, with the words "Mine Forever" scrawled across the back. The trial began in February 2023, drawing national attention. Media dubbed it the divorce murder. Introduced Emma's journal entries detailing escalating abuse. Presented digital forensic evidence of Derrick's spyware. Brought in experts to describe his behavior as coercive control. Defense argument: Derrick's team painted him as a heartbroken husband. They argued Emma faked her disappearance, and Derrick only panicked when he found her body and didn't know what to do. Emma's therapist, who testified to her fear of being killed. A co-worker who saw Derrick parked outside Emma's school days before her disappearance. Lena, Emma's sister, who read the final journal entry. "If anything happens to me, it was him. It was always him." After just 6 hours, the jury found Derrick Caldwell guilty of first-degree murder, stalking, unlawful surveillance, and tampering with evidence. He was sentenced to life without parole. But in prison interviews, Derrick continued to deny guilt, stating, "Emma ran. Someone framed me. She's not dead." Emma's family launched the Leave Loud movement, a national hotline for victims of coercive control. Partnerships with shelters to create safety plans for high-risk breakups. Training programs for law enforcement to recognize psychological abuse. Emma's story went viral on TikTok and Instagram, sparking widespread discussions about the dangers of emotional abuse. Stats shared. Women are 70% more likely to be murdered in the 2 weeks following separation from an abuser. Digital stalking cases have doubled in the past 5 years. Final journal entry, read by Lena. "I still believe in love. I just don't believe in his version of it." Emma did everything right. She left. She filed for protection. She asked for help. And still, she wasn't safe. No one should be punished for choosing freedom. If you or someone you know is in a toxic or dangerous relationship, speak up. Reach out. Resources exist. You're not alone. This is True Crime Hub. Like, share, and subscribe to help stories like Emma's be seen and believed.